Today is World Heart Day. They say that guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it emanates all the issues of life. Cardiovascular diseases continue to reach alarming levels as health experts urgently call for behavioral change in diet and physical activity among Ghanaians, especially young people like yourself. Diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, rising obesity and stroke are among the list, causing 40% of deaths in health facilities in Ghana. JoyNews' Matilda Vemega has more.
Cardiovascular diseases contribute to major causes of deaths worldwide. Young people in parts of the world are said to be hard hit by cardiovascular diseases. According to health experts, Ghana is gradually losing its workforce to conditions such as diabetes, hypertension and stroke. The trend is said to have continued largely because young people have adopted unhealthy lifestyles that do not promote total well-being. Dr. Ebenezer Nikwe is a physician specialist at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital.
If we take hypertension, for example, the false notion across the world, more especially in Ghana, is that hypertension is the disease of the elderly. And so people who are young in their 20s and 30s do not want to even screen for whether they have hypertension or not. And unfortunately, now we are having people in their 20s and their 30s coming down with strokes, heart failure, kidney failure, and the main risk factor is hypertension.
Tobacco, harmful use of alcohol, unhealthy diet, and physical inactivity are common risk factors.
In Ridge Hospital now, it contributes about 40% of mortality in our medical department, same for Kolebu. So extrapolating that across Ghana, you can comfortably say that cardiovascular disease is the highest cause of death in our country. So to know about the risk factors for cardiovascular disease is to prevent these diseases and is to reduce the mortality in Ghana at large.
Okay. What are the things we should be looking out for?
Okay. So the main risk factors for cardiovascular disease include hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol levels, tobacco smoking, alcohol intake, and physical inactivity, as well as a major one, which is obesity. These risk factors are commonly the ones that contribute to these diseases. If you smoke, stop smoking. If you drink alcohol, reduce the alcohol intake. If you can, stop. But if you can't, just reduce the alcohol intake. Regularly exercise. So 5 times a week, 30 minutes of brisk walk is good enough for your heart. Also, if you have hypertension, you need to be on your medications and you need to treat to go. It's not good taking medication, your BP is in the roof. So you have to see your doctor so your BP is treated to target. Screen for diabetes. If you have diabetes, you'll be treated. If you don't have, prevent yourself from developing diabetes. And then our sedentary lifestyle. We should exercise more, as we said earlier on. And with these things, you can prevent, by and large, majority of the cardiovascular diseases that we come down with.
According to the 2016 Ghana Health Service report, the prevalence of adult hypertension in Ghana appears to be increasing in ranges from 19 to 48%. Current studies have identified up to 70% of persons who are hypertensive are not on treatment, and only 13% of that number have their blood pressures well controlled. The prevalence of adult diabetes in Ghana is about 9%, even as risk factors, according to the Ghana Health Service, worsen, particularly among the youth. As part of steps to bring relief to people living with the condition or those who care to know their status, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, formerly Ridge Hospital, is opening its doors to the general public for free screening.
So we are offering free screening for people today with respect to their blood pressure, their sugar, and then their BMI. The BMI is your weight over your height squared. It's a risk factor for you developing these problems. And so if you are found to be within the high risk range, you'll be given appropriate advice as to what to do to prevent developing these diseases or the complications of these diseases.
Who qualifies to get the service?
Oh, anybody at all. So randomly, we'll just invite people and then screen them for free. Anybody within any age group, but ideally at least people above 18 years up to 70, 75 years. Yes.
Okay. This year's World Heart Day is themed, Share the Power. Your heart is at the heart of your health. For JoyNews, Matilda Vemega, Accra.
It's still World Heart Day, and you still have time to pass through the Greater Accra Regional Hospital for that free screening, which is still ongoing. Pulse will take a short break.